Hello everyone, Pockets here, back again playing some more EVE Online. Today we're on Pockets. We're going to do something a little different. My main machine that I was using before kind of died. It started corrupting videos and I was losing a lot of work, so I went in and replaced it. We're on a new machine here. Bumped up that plan by about 3 months, but we're good to go. I figured I'd do a test run so that if it doesn't work out I didn't lose any missions from Cursed. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take Pockets and we're going to go do some anomaly sites. So this is the thing I do when I'm not doing stuff in low sec or null, and I just want to do some chill and maybe make some ISK and have some adventures, and there's no seasonal events to do. So multiple ways you can do them. Sometimes I'm bored, I'll run them in my Hecate. Sometimes I'll run them in this, where'd it go here? Oh, I'm in it, Mechanical. But usually, just because it's fun and this thing is a little overpowered, I run them in my Gila. It's one of my favorite ships. We're going to go ahead and do that. Now I think I've got all my overviews, well my overview for sure, but all my windows and stuff roughly where I want them. We're probably going to run into a few things as we go that have to be adjusted because switching to a new computer and all the profiles are mucked up. But we're going to go ahead and undock. I'm hoping I got all the sound levels back around where I want them. They look okay. Everything sounds alright, so hence why we're doing this video. So if I can't use it, it's not a complete loss. Alright, put you down here. I haven't undocked in my Gila yet. Okay, it. I didn't set up my Corsair mouse yet either, so that's going to be fun. Drones, no, you gotta go up here. We are gonna open this one. We want our probe scanner. Oh, see, gotta undock it from the map. We're going to stick it down. It's usually stick it in with my drones when I'm in high sec. Whoops, come on. Go in that window with the drones. Go in the window with the drones. There we go. And we'll just get some stuff laid out here for us. Beautiful. Actually, we'll do this. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where my windows need to go again. Gosh darned it. Ah, perfect. Serpentis Refuge. So, one of the things I do as my sort of pastime and when I'm just chilling out is I like to run refuges and dens. Currently I'm doing them for the Serpentis because they're in the space that I live in. And you run them. So we're just going to go ahead and warp to this one, see if there's anybody in it. Drones, these need to go back into their little pockets. Move drone to new group. Vespa. Move to Hammerhead. So this just keeps them organized so I can quickly get them in and out. There's other ways to do this, but this just makes it nice and clean, and I can reuse the groups for other ships. Infiltrator. I think I spelled that all right. And Valkyrie. Move drone 2. Valkyrie. Perfect. Alright. We're going to be using the Vespas. So for this ship, I'm tanking it for Garistas. I've shown you the fits before. I will show it to you again here once we get stuff in the air. Just highlight everything. We'll get the Vespas out. And we want them gone, so we'll put them on there. And we'll take these out with our... Let's actually just link these for this. So I only have to hit one button. There we go. So frigates will die, and you just sort of pop in and run the site. You clear it out. You are watching to see if you get like a Shadow Serpentis spawn. Anything like that. They drop all the good loot. I don't see too many of them on the refuges and dens, but it's also so you can go get escalations. We'll put our frigates on there. There we go. That's the corporation. You don't want that. There's some 2-1s. My drones will pretty much take care of them. We'll watch the pretty explosions. And I want to go to fitting window. So here's the fit once again. I can export. I can paste it into the down below. But 3 medium core defense field purger 1s. Didn't bother with the 2s. I could upgrade them since this is a pretty safe ship. It's already pretty expensive, but it's worth it if you're just going to do these. I've had this one for like a year, so. 4 prototype Arbalist rapid light missile launchers. You can up these to Tech 2s. I haven't trained Tech 2 missiles on Pockets yet, so, but really they're just here for helping take care of frigates, and rarely needed in this case. Up here, I fit a probe launcher. If you want the extra drone range, because I only get 45, I think, 40. If I want a little more, I could swap this out for a drone link augmenter. I think when I do that I have to flip these to passive to make up the CPU, but that's not a big deal. I like it this way because sometimes I also probe things down, and we can do that another day or today if we end up with enough time. 3 times large steel extender 2s. If you can't, go get them. If you can't fly tech 2s, you can put these down to Regulus and it'll be fine. I'm way over tanked for what I do mostly. I do use this ship to run level 4s. That's some of that helps when I'm running level 4s. But so yeah, 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. I have these sort of like nub, but I don't usually overheat stuff, so I'm not too worried about it. Normally I would stick the active modules in between the passive modules, but not going to worry about that right now. And that's this site completed, just like that. So I'll fly around. I have a circuit I go on. You fly around and just wipe out dens and refuges. Eventually you can get an escalation. I might see if I can get one. We'll run a couple more sites, see if we can find a den. So 10 meganewton monopropellant afterburner. Switch out for enduring, between the enduring, the restrained, tech 2, whatever you can. I just have this one on there. 2 tech 2 hardeners, pirate specific, so if I end up going against, Blood Raiders, I swap out the kinetic for an EM, maybe double EM, because it's a shield tank, but again, no real need. I have 35,000 effective hit points, passive regen on the shield of 61, which is decent as all get out. So there we go. And then the lows is just 3 damage augmenters. 98% of your damage comes from your drones. So you can see my missiles do 100 or 87 DPS after reload time factored in, 120 if you do them in one load, almost 500 just from the drones, and that's with faction drones, as you saw. So these are not tech 2, these are as good as, and I think in general they're slightly better. So if we go, I'll show you the view details now. I think it's going to show me, not that, market details, I want just the info. Show info. Go ahead, you can do it. I'll bring this up. And variations, tech 2 as well. We go to attributes. So they have a base 400 hit points in structure, 80 for the tech 2s, so you get slightly more hit points there. 500% bonus from the Gila sets us up to like huge hit points. This is like almost frigate level hit points. 430 in the armor, so you can see the base. And the base on the tech 2s is only 216s, so you get a huge armor bonus, and this is an armor tanked drone. And 240 in shield, so again, that's the base plus the 500%. So I get, in this case, lose less drones unless I leave them behind, which has happened once or twice. And you can see here optimal range is base 4200, so the same, and our bonus. Everything else here looks about the same. Tracking is a little faster on the faction ones. Pretty sure the higher the number the better. Higher values improve accuracy, see? So better tracking. Sensor strength is the same. Base velocity is the same. Damage multiplier is the same. Meta level 6. Ooh. And yeah, and damage is the same, plus the 500%. But so it's the tank really. We get frigate level tank out of our drones, and you fly 2 of them. So they're not too expensive to replace if you do lose them. When I first started flying the Gila, I've left several drones in space. They're in right now, right? Perfect. So yeah, there you go. Shield tank 1200 plus our regen, plus the basics, targeting, all that. If you want to see the numbers. And rough value of the cost. When I bought this, it was more like 300 million. It's come down a bit. The one thing I haven't done on pockets yet is I'll swap these out for the Pithams, I think. Pith or Gistes, one of the faction, the Dead Space modules when I get them. On Kel, I went and ran, I think it was Sancha, and got those. I don't remember. I did it on him. I actually got them from loot. But that's okay. Moving on. So that's the fit. This is just sort of what I do when I need some relaxing time and there's not a seasonal event I want to do. I've run this Rogue Swarm so much. Maxed out on like 2 characters already. And I just don't feel like doing it anymore right now. So let's go ahead. Probe scanner. Did anything pop? Nope. So let's set up. Oh, I don't have my notebook here, do I? I bet you didn't carry all my notes over. I'm going to have to export that somehow. Let me just make sure here. Notepad. Yeah, see? Oh, they are here. Perfect. I call it Gala Systems because I developed this list running the Guardians Gala. Remember, I couldn't remember what it was called. And so I just set destination, add waypoint. Let's do this down the list. You guys have seen me do this before as well, if you've watched any of my older videos. Add all the waypoints, optimize route, and then I just do the circuit. Sometimes I will do the circuit, run the event sites and any anomalies I see. So that's what I would do there. The other thing we can do is, we got these two sites here. I'm in a safe spot. I'm in high sec anyway, so we can launch our probes, bring up our map, and we can just go right ahead. Pick one. Let's do this one. And just drag it centered. Start at 8, so scroll wheel or whatever you want to do there. Hit analyze. Scan this down. 9 times out of 10 it's a wormhole. So we'll see what this says here. Now the problem with the high sec ones is you can only do the top 1 or 2 in anything but frigates and destroyers, so I don't get to run all of them. Drop this down to 4 and scan it. There are more efficient ways of scanning these things. I don't tend to bother with it because it's too much hassle. So, mouse is all weird. And what did we get there? Let's see here. I just sort of alt-tabbed out by accident. New machine, working out the little bugs. There we go. Rotate. So yeah, if you center it, double click in a blank space, it'll rotate like that. It's just beautiful. Whoops, too far. 2. There we go. So you can see they're actually below the horizon, I guess you'd call it. The solar plane, the way the planets all go around. So that's a wormhole. We can ignore that. We can pop this over to this other spot. Come on, I said. Come on over. It takes a little getting used to. Put this back up to 8. Make sure we're centered-ish. I don't make it too perfect. If you need to narrow it down after you can. So we'll scan this down. We'll see if it's a site. It's probably just going to be another wormhole, because that's all we ever get. Alright, center, rotate, drop 1. So I just come down, so I have my path and I get it up, I come across, and as I'm coming across to the button, I'll just rotate it down or up 1 as I need, and then hit the button. Becomes a nice practiced movement once you use it a bit. Yeah, so another wormhole. So we recall our probes, because I don't actually currently have my spare probes on me. I must have left them somewhere, I think. Yeah, because it would have reloaded. So my spare probes are probably somewhere in space from last time I was doing this. Alright, we can go to the next system. Drones are not in space, we're good to go. And yeah, so I'll do this for as long as I feel like it. Often I'll be chatting in local if someone happens to be around, or in corp chat, or doing some other busy work, watching Netflix, and just chilling out. This is another way I kind of chill out in Eve a bit. That lag, I'll have to see if that lagged. That shouldn't have, it might have just been weird. We'll see. Is it probably because this isn't in windowed mode? I betcha. Yes, that's why it's doing that. Here we go. See? Some of my settings. Now you can see my settings. So now it shouldn't lag when I alt-tab. There we go. This is how I wanted it. So sorry for that lagging if it lagged. That was some new machine hiccups. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Alright. So what do we got? So we could run a rogue swarm. This thing runs the rogue swarms just fine. Oh, we have a den. I'll take dens over refuges when I find them. These are the highest anomalies normally available in high sec. So the biggest chance of having a faction spawn. Faction spawns can drop expensive loot. So that's kind of what you're looking for. Yeah, I got to take camera shake and motion blur off too. Maybe I'll leave it on for a bit just for a change of scenery. And here we go, a site. Don't even have to orbit with these typically. If I really want to, I'll just pick a thing and orbit it, but this Gila just eats these sites for breakfast, so I'm not too worried about it. Vespa in space. The Vespa's a little bit faster than the Hobgoblin, that's why I use them. And we'll take our missiles to take out those destroyers. So rapid lights are nice, just remember to reload them because they do take a minute to reload once they run out, so you don't get a lot of shots. So you definitely want to reload them before a major event. Alright. Oh, check out this other one of these guys. And we just cycle through and wipe everything out. It's just having a little chill time. This is how I make my money when I don't feel like running missions as well. Because, well, missions take a lot longer. When I'm not recording, the other thing I do is I bookmark all these sites, and then I come back in them with my salvaging cormorant. Basically, I picked the cormorant because when I was building it, it had just got a new model. So that's what I went with. So what I'll do is I'll bookmark each site as I go and come back in my salvager and salvage them up. I donate that to Malro so the industry guys can build rigs and that sort of thing. Drones, I think you get sometimes some drone parts depending on the sites. But yeah, so that'll be the other thing I do. I probably should just be bookmarking them and coming out after the recording to do it, but that's easy enough to do. You just bookmark a rec, save location. I like to put the time. Oops, my nums lock isn't on. 22:11 Sunday. Well, there we go. Personal locations, there we go. And then I can come back to these sites and do them. But here we go. We'll take out the... If the drones take out the cruisers, they do the most damage, and I'll use the missiles for the frigates. And we'll go back to here. We got everything locked up. We're good to go. Take that guy out. And after this wave, we about over halfway through our missiles. I'm a little overkill. I could probably split this into a couple and not waste so many missiles, but I'm only using, well, I'm using just regular Scourge. I'm not even using faction missiles, so don't even care. Don't even. It's a negligible cost. There we go. Take out the destroyers' missiles. You guys take out the cruisers. And you can see nothing, no damage. So as long as you're watching and they don't let them go after your drones too hard, you're okay. Watch my drones go around. That's what's missing. There we go. Tactical camera. See all the little settings that you just have to set up. We're gonna go ahead and reload this. Should have reloaded it before, but I think, yeah, well, it's okay. The drones can pretty much take these guys out before this reload. You can see how long it's gonna take. Reload time 25 seconds is, yeah, so it takes what it takes. Oh, they did pick it up. And you could be looting these, but again, I usually save that. I come in with my cormorant, tractor, beam it all in, loot and salvage. When I'm running level 4 missions, I'll take mobile tractor units and drop one at the beginning. So I'll bring 3 or 4 of them in my Gila, whatever fits, drop them as I go, and then go get my salvager and go pick them up. I used to use a Noctis for it. Pockets can't fly a Noctis. Noctis is a bit overkill. I used it because it had a bigger cargo hold, so I could do 3 or 4 sites and not have to worry about my cargo. It's one of those things now that Malro's up and running again, I might actually retrain him for salvaging, but there we go. I did not get a thing. So let's run another site and see if we can get it. They're pretty uncommon. There's nothing else here. We could scan that down, but I'm not going to bother. I'm going to go ahead. They're in Mormon. And then maybe what I will do is... Yes, I'll run a couple off camera. I'll see if I can get an expedition, show you what that looks like. So we'll warp over here and we'll see if there's a site. And if I get an expedition, I'll show you that. So stand by. Alright guys, we're on our way home. I ran through my entire circuit. I've been at it for almost an hour and a half. And I have not gotten escalations, so I can't show you that. However, I was looking online on the Fuzzworks site, and apparently the hideaways can also spawn the same escalations as the refuges. So we're going to go and try this one and see if we can't get at least the escalations so I can show you what they look like and where to find them. And I'll show you that anyways, but if we get one, it'll be easier. And yeah, that's just how this part of it goes. It's sometimes, you know, you'll do it for an hour and get nothing, do it for an hour and get nothing, and then you'll get, once in a while, you'll get something. You'll get a rare spawn that drops 300 mil plus worth of whatevers, or you'll get an escalation to a site that drops a few 100 million. So it is just something fun I like to do, and just happens to be today was a bust. Now, because I'm doing this series, I like to do gameplay and show you the realities of Eve. This is it. I just spent a couple of hours and nothing other than the enjoyment of playing the game, nothing to show for it. And that's just the way it is. We're actually going to split these into two because I think, whoops, wrong button. I think at this level, anything more is going to be overkill. How come that didn't shoot over there? Yeah, I see. Boom. So this will be an easy site. We'll see if we can get an escalation off it. I hope we can. Just to have it, it would be sad to end the episode without it. But again, that's Eve, and I enjoyed doing the actual running and hitting F1 and F2 and talking to people is the real enjoyable part. I did tweak my overlay, so I put that deal we talked about on my last one of my cursed videos where I have the unlooted wreck show up here. I just figured I was missing it all of a sudden because I got kind of used to seeing it, so I like it. I did set this one up so if I look in it, it'll disappear, so there's no point in it still showing up if I open it and then don't want what's in it. So I did change that one little bit. You guys gonna go kill him? I can reload my missiles. This is a small site, so this guy should be way overpowered for it. Hit the brakes. Open loot. We'll take that. We can give it to the new guys. Let's stick it in the donations hanger. So that should... Oh, that's a new one. So as soon as I open it... Ooh. Oh, no, that's not the one I thought it was. Never mind. There are some of these bigger ones. Yeah, we can put that in the donations hanger as well. And there we go. So site killed and looted. We did not get the escalation. So when you get an escalation... Let's get to return our drone so I don't forget. So I'm about to talk. We'll align while we do that. If you open up here, this is for now. This is all going to actually change, and it's going to show up in your agency window once they do that update. I should actually look. That might be coming in the next couple weeks. Anyway, for now, go here to your journal under expeditions, and it'll list here, and it'll show you where it is. Basically, what I do is I go through and I run these sites over and over and over and over and over and over. Can I have my drones, please? There we go. Run the sites over until I get an escalation that spawns in high sec. I don't go to low sec for them because this is stuff I'm doing when I don't want to be focusing. So it'll show up here. You set destination, you fly to it. The ones, see if I can get this to work on the fly. There it is. Yay! Oh, that's OBS stuff. Here. So this is the Fuzzworks site I use. This will be a much cleaner transition once I set it all back up. I forgot to set up the browser window. I did it on the fly here. But, long story short, Fuzzworks, Evelopedia, Index PHP, Cosmic Anomalies. I just Google, when I can't find it, I just Google Fuzzworks, Cosmic Anomalies, and get to it. And it has all this information. I recommend reading through it. These are the difficulty levels. We get the Den, the level 4, but no level Den. So there's like Forsaken, Hidden, and Forlorn. We don't get those up to the Den. We get them for the hideaways. So you can get Hidden, Forsaken, Forlorn hideaways, refuges, or burrows, refuges, dens. I run apparently the hideaways, and I'll show you where I saw that. Refuges and dens are the big ones I've been focusing on. Now if we scroll down here, here's all the different anomalies. Again, we get to about here, so dens, refuges, and these ones. So apparently they're worth doing. These are the drone equivalent and the various other races equivalents all the way through. This is an ISAC. Where you can find certain types of rats, so if you want certain drops, because certain factions drop different things, like Serpentis do a lot of armor stuff. And then down here is your escalations, so you can see Serpentis Hideaway drops the Serpentis Narcotics Warehouse, Refuge drops the same, and the Den is the hydroponics site. So here's your Narcotics Warehouse. It tells you what class of ships you can get into, so cruiser classes including T2s. Gives you a list of what's in the site, and sometimes when he knows, he can drop faction 2, so overseas secure, container, blah blah blah, what it drops, and so on down the list. And those are the ones you're looking for. Any that have this drop faction items, those are the ones that are going to drop the big stuff. For example, this guy Overseer, Tech 2 salvage is valuable, so it's nice to come out with the Cormorant and get those. And drop Shadow Serpentis mods, so that's the guy you're looking for, and so on down the list. And then the hydroponics site allows up to battleships. I run into my Gila. They can get a little hairy because you get these battleships and battlecruiser spawns. For the battleships, I usually just pick one and orbit it while I kill it, because while you're orbiting it, there's a very good chance it's not going to hit you. Try not to fly straight at it, or else it'll hit you a bunch before you get there. And I will, at some point, put together a video where I run some of these in my Gila. I'm going to go ahead and hide that. So I will eventually get one where I run those sites in my Gila, but I just didn't get lucky today. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Oh, so it looks like we could do another one, but we're going to go crap it up because I got to go. My daughter wanted turkey for her birthday, so I actually have a turkey in the oven. So I'm going to go wrap this up and go deal with that. I hope you guys did enjoy that video. I hope I got all the technical glitches worked out on this new laptop and everything worked fine. It was very fun. I like this computer. It's running very nicely. It did manage to... The Friday's video, the whole reason for the switch, I might as well talk about that when we go. We have a couple minutes. Friday's video was recorded and everything, and I went to edit it, and it kept corrupting. I could not get it to export and uncorrupted. I started over twice. I refound all the... just everything I could think of. And for about the last 2 months, that computer's been random just locking up. You could like start up in the morning, go get your coffee, come back in the morning, and it's frozen. Random blue screens. It's just got to the point where there was something wrong. I couldn't figure out what it was. So I had planned on replacing it come March for other reasons. I usually kind of do a refresh come March. So we just bumped it forward and I replaced it. This laptop is more powerful than my previous computer and is doing a wonderful job so far. So assuming I set everything up correctly, this video should come out Monday night. So if you're watching it Monday night, you'll know everything worked. And if you're watching a different video, you'll have no clue. Anyways, hope you liked that video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Fly safe. I'm out of here.